Hello, everyone. How are you doing? You all right? Welcome, everybody, to the Black and White Show. It is back. It has been, I think, really since, was it the end of lockdown we stopped doing it?
Seems like a long time ago.
It does.
It's been a long, long while. So welcome, everybody. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. For the people who don't know what the Black and White Show is, we talk about the past 7 days. Normally there's a match, but obviously with it being pre-season, there's no matches to talk about. So it's all off the field stuff, which will be things like football transfer rumours or pre-season or Tonali and so on and so on. So welcome everybody, and we can see there's a number on screen. Pop us a WhatsApp message. We'll be reading your WhatsApp messages out. Please leave your name, otherwise your number might be shown. So obviously don't. And we've also got the emails open right underneath Sam there, so you can email us show info@newcastlefanstv.com. So how are we after Liam got married, everybody? So we'll hear from Adam a little bit later. But how's your head, Sam?
Fine, absolutely fine. It was what a fantastic celebration of love it was. Yeah, great
speaking for yourself there.
No. They've Liam and Nikki have gone on their honeymoon today, so I hope they have a great time. But yeah, fantastic day. God bless them. Yeah, really good.
Steve, you don't have to donate. You are part of NFTV. I've said
just backs me the cash.
I've told you. Carl, how was your weekend? Quiet one?
No, not really. It was stressful, mate. Yeah, I had my motorbike delivered up. Was supposed to come up on Wednesday. Didn't get up till Saturday. Communication issues, which Sam knows about. Didn't end up coming till like 10:30 on Saturday night. So I missed Liam's wedding, which I was gutted about because I was genuinely looking forward to it. I thought we was going to have a really good day and stuff. But yeah, congratulations to them. And then my car needed a part, so I ended up having to buy another car as well. So I've had a really busy weekend, an expensive one.
Wow, I got stuck in a forest.
Yeah.
So it's all went down for us three over the weekend. I got stuck in a forest all the way up to Scotland, and I slept in my car overnight with no mattress though. So
if you could donate, I'm broke. Like,
yeah. It can help all. It can help all. I've had a bit of a mad weekend, but welcome everybody. Mark's in the live chat as well. I really hope we get Barnes as well. Great team player. We will talk about Harvey Barnes a little bit later, and then we're doing a switcheroo. We're kicking Carl out like the good old days, and then we'll bring Adam Phillips if his tech can work. That is, we'll see how he gets on a little bit later.
He was a joy on Saturday.
We'll find. Stay tuned,
absolute joy.
We will find out later about some of the stories as well. But speaking of stories, let's jump straight to it. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the rumour. So we're starting from Tuesday to today, so 7 days. And this one, it's gone a bit quiet, Sam. Obviously, you massively run our Twitter. Gonzalo Inacio was a freelance journalist. Ekram Kunu, who's, if I've said that right, who's made this story happen. Tell us about him. What do you know about him?
He's a fantastic young centre-half who plays for Sporting Lisbon, Portuguese. Real player of talent and promise. In the same sort of levels of Tonali and Isak.
Wow, you put him that high?
Yeah.
Wow.
I really would. I mean, he's still only 20, but all the attributes and all everything's in place for him to be a really, really impressive player. But as you say, it's gone quiet.
It has gone quiet, hasn't it?
I don't think. I don't think he'll be moving this summer anywhere else. So it may be one to keep an eye on over the next 12 months or so, because if you're looking to buy a good top quality centre back now, you're essentially looking for Botman's partner for the next 5-10 years, aren't you? So he would be at the very top of my list, but whether or not that happens this summer, I very much doubt it.
Portugal just seem to be blessed with youngsters the last 10 years, just coming through left, right, and centre. It seems to be, you'll hear it later on in the show as well, that we'll link to another centre back as well. And do you think so? It's a position, Carl, that is essential? Because I think it's in the long term, but I don't think it's a priority signing.
I didn't, but then I think Fabian Schär, as excellent as he was last year, He does have knee problems. Is Jamal Lascelles the man to come in and back us up in the Champions League? Obviously, Dan Burn can move into centre half, but have we got anyone that's going to be able to replace what he gives us at left back? So, I'm starting to think that we do need some more quality there. We're looking for strength in depth, and I appreciate what you're saying in terms of maybe we don't need it immediately, but I think we do, especially if we're operating in the Champions League and trying to cement top four again. I think we need to strengthen all these positions, but I think centre half, maybe another winger, and obviously we've got Tonali in, so I think the centre midfield position is pretty much sorted right now. But another striker and a centre half and a left back
Another
and a winger.
striker?
Yeah, I think so. What happens if Callum Wilson gets injured?
Yeah, a third choice.
You play Isak.
Well,
Well-
I'd expect Isak to start anyway, but what if we've got nobody to replace him?
Anthony
I
Gordon.
put Anthony Gordon up there.
Nah,
We'll
I don't think it'll work.
we'll come on to him later because we are talking about Anthony
I know
Gordon.
it did in the under-21s, but I'm not convinced.
We'll come to that later. We have got loads to rattle through. We've got 16 topics, and this is just the first one. And already, Carl's a bit edgy tonight already. So I'm like,
16. Got work tomorrow.
I like it. We'll move on, obviously, because that's I don't think that's going to happen. But the next one is obviously we were waiting on Sandro Tonali.
That's why I was so taken with him for the past so many years, because we are akin in that sense.
Absolutely, you really, he's like your spirit animal, isn't he? But no, like I'm not worried about that. Of course, let's be realistic about it. He's left his boyhood club, of which he would have been very, very happy to have joined them. It's probably not been as successful as he would have hoped it would have been. Not for him personally, but just in terms of winning some great silverware and adding to that history that AC Milan have. But other than that, I don't believe this rubbish that he was crying his eyes out and all this, that he didn't want to come. I'm sure he was upset he was leaving AC Milan, but he'll be relishing the opportunity to play in the Premier League, definitely.
I was a little bit nervous when he was getting shown around the training ground because he had a very, as Sam would say, arresting bitch face. But his
Did you see his missus?
He's like, wow, and all this. I was like, God, she's a pretty looking girl, isn't she?
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been the case, 2 or 3 years ago, would it? Because the training ground was a dump. So
Yeah, it's had a makeover, hasn't it?
well, a bit more than that. It's transformed, a complete transformation. I know they said they were going to put some temporary measures in place, but my word, it looks a totally different facility. It looks absolutely stupendous. But it's an impressive facility, which is, so it should be.
And we've seen it. He's pictured already now on his holiday, rightly so, because he's had any time off straight from Milan Champions League Serie A, straight into the under-21s. Came over, signed the dotted line, and off he goes on holiday. So we expect him probably be back in a couple of weeks, maybe for the USA tour.
You'd hope so.
I would very much doubt he's going to be involved in this weekend's fixture of Gateshead and then Rangers. So yeah, it's fantastic to see Tonali, and we're just waiting, and he's signed on the dotted line, and transfers talk is heavily talked about in this live stream. So if there's any players that you guys wanting to mention that you're interested in, we've seen one there with Axel Disasi. We're going to talk about him a little bit later. I don't know much about him, but we will chat about him. But first, a non-football question for everybody at home. I want to know what your phobias are, everybody. What is your phobia? Now, I'll start off because I want to know Sam's. I want to know Carl's.
I know what Sam's is.
Do you? Because I don't know what mine is.
Go on, say it then.
Charity.
No,
I'm joking.
I know it
Obviously, I'm
is.
joking. It's a little personal joke.
I know
charity
it does.
started
I
out,
think
my
it's,
friend.
I think it's
It
well
does, mate. It
documented.
does.
I think it's well documented. Mine is obviously wasps, as Sam has put out on social media. Because
Yeah.
I fucking hate the little bastards. If there's a wasp, I will run. So that is my
Yeah,
phobia.
what wasps are pricks.
What's your Sam?
Oh, pricks.
The horrible wasps, man.
They are pricks. Bees, absolutely sound as a pound. You'd go out for a beer with a bee. But no, wasps, total pricks.
Agreed.
Do you know a bee can't return to its hive if it's drunk?
Why? Because the missus would kick off.
Speaking from experience, like,
well, no, I'm not a bee.
it could be her bee.
I don't know.
Martin has said heights and spiders. Enclosed spaces says Geordie Toon for life. Carl, what's yours?
Probably. I've only realised this recently, and it was actually just coming down one of the towers at Warwick Castle, and I think it's enclosed spaces as well. It was pitch black, and I just forgot how tight it was. And it's never something I've really thought about, but I absolutely shit myself the other week. It's ridiculous. That's what I need to get down. So I'm going to pass out.
You wouldn't have done well with me. Stuck in the forest with any mine.
Oh, it's pathetic. I don't know what was going on with me.
Fucking Ray Mears and James May that I'm joined with all of a sudden.
Wonderful. So please let us know in the comments what your phobias are as well. Or you can WhatsApp us with the number down on the screen. Sticking with Tonali, I wanted to highlight Kieran Trippier because seeing it with his video, he's the so some audio issues apparently in the live chat as well when a picture comes up. But we'll work on that. But yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. What Carl just said about Kieran Trippier.
It's not true.
Hopefully the audio cut out.
If someone in the Chronicle something at some point, or Football 365, Trippier trying it on with Tonali's misses.
Yeah, but what does that say about the man, Sam? It's not really surprising. He's just, and the fact that he's just played for England not so long ago, a few weeks back, and he's already back training.
Yeah, he's not had the extra time off, has he? He's straight back into it. That's, fair play to him. Amazing commitment. He obviously sees it as a big pre-season. Obviously, there's no Bruno's not back yet. Tonali's not back yet. Joelinton's not back yet. I don't think Callum Wilson back yet. I don't think he is.
No.
So yeah, obviously Gordon's not back yet. But yeah, Trippier is fantastic captain, leader, legend.
People are saying in the live chat that didn't hear what Carl said. Maybe that's
Just as well.
he said
We'll add womanizer to those wonderful superlatives that Sam used for him.
Yeah, but it's fantastic for Mr. Trippier to say those words because that shows just leadership skills coming in, and obviously he's mentioned he's played against him in the Champions League for it and England versus Italy as well. So yeah, fantastic for Trippier. It doesn't really surprise me. He's already back early. You could probably have another week or two off. Moving on to the next one, Sam. This is a really difficult one. Yeah, it keeps cutting out when we go into a picture, which is rather annoying. So if we are back, we'll just have to crack on. It was basically about, do you know the director, which was of the guy I've just said, Al Baghani, is now on Al Hali, and he's also on Newcastle United's directors. What do you make of that, Sam? He's on both now. Is this just a sign of things?
Is he though? Is he?
Well, he's listed as a director according to the Chronicle.
I'm listed as a director on my business. I do absolutely fuck all.
Yeah, look, I don't. That'll obviously sort itself out. That's not for. Let's not get bogged down in who's the director of who. That's for the big wigs to decide, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure there's nothing sinister going on, unless they come in with a £90 million offer for Jeff Hendrick, in which case there's probably something awry.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I could, because I'll be like, yes, please.
That would set the whole world alight, effectively. Saudi Arabia just literally, we'll buy Jeff Hendrick for 50 million and we'll loan you Ruben Neves back. How was about that?
Sounds like a great deal.
Yeah.
It
does, doesn't it? Yeah. He was in such a rich vein of form, wasn't he, Jeff? Yeah, maybe if we just keep talking them up, they'll just somehow see this, and then we'll go, we've got to check out this Jeff Hendrick guy, and then that'll go back to the old NFT video, TV video, where you compare him to Lampard, Lee, on your Wisecout, and then they'll come in with a £90 million £90 million offer.
You need to clip that at some point. I'm going to put that as a YouTube short.
FAO Al Halal.
Big up Jeff Hendrick. We'll change the video title. We'll put it in Arabic as well. Big him up. Come by Jeff Hendrick. Bonucci link. I'll bring that up as well. The Italian invasion. Romans have already invaded Britain before. What do you make of this, Sam? The Bonucci link. Is this just a one thrown out there? Is it?
I don't think it'll happen, but I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't care. If he was 82 years of age, you'd still look at it twice. But yeah, it won't happen. But I wouldn't have been adverse to it whatsoever, because you look at Man City's kind of early days before not early days, but before they really hit stride and they got their first Premier League title, they had Patrick Vieira in their squad. They had Frank Lampard in their squad. Yeah. Really experienced, who had obviously seen better days, but they're there to do a job and doing it, and Bonucci would have been our equivalent in essence, and he could have done a very good job for us. But again, I don't think it'll happen. He'll end up in America or Saudi Arabia.
Well, they're on about him retiring anyway, weren't they? According to some of the Italian reports, that his plans are to retire at the end of the season, which is a shame, to be fair. But yeah, I'm with Sam. It would have been immense. Just the aggression and the drive. Trippier, etc., would have been class. But
yeah, it's one of those. In the experience if he came in for a year, because I was looking at Chelsea, that Thiago Silva's 38. Okay. The next oldest player is Raheem Sterling, now 28. So it's a bit of a.
Raheem Sterling's still only 28.
Aye, he's the second oldest player, Chelsea, because they've just got rid of all of them, all of this, because everyone's just leaving them, aren't they? But there we go. But yeah, so Bonucci one, I think we're all adamant that's definitely not going to happen as well.
It'd be very good though.
It is, yeah. This guy, Isaac Hayden, has been pictured, and if you were savvy enough to see it, Sam, you might have seen it as well, that when the under-21s came back, there was obviously Rodrigo Vilca, Kel Watts, but I think they tried to avoid showing Isaac Hayden, but there's a shot in the room, and Isaac Hayden's just slightly to the right, and it's quite clear that's Isaac Hayden. We had him on the channel at the start of the season as well, didn't we? Just as he was just leaving Newcastle, going to Norwich. Do you think there's a little bit of how can I put this? Bit of bad respect towards the player there by chucking him into the under-21s.
Bad respect.
A lack of respect.
Oh, thank you.
All right, fucking English police.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you like? I mean, I want to speak. In WhatsApp, I don't even proofread my stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been a big Isaac Hayden fan. He'd probably do a job as our backup centre back. I'm not even joking. But he's just not an Eddie Howe player. He's not. He wouldn't have fit into that midfield dynamic. You couldn't have stuck him in front of the back four and let him do his thing there. He's too much of a battle-hardened warrior and not enough real finesse in his passing. He's still got, 4 years left on his deal? 3 or 4 years left on his deal. It's a long, long time still to go. I've got nothing but love for him. It's just... He may need a deal like he had last year because he had a terrible time with injuries and Norwich didn't get the promotion, which would have made that deal permanent. But look, Eddie Howe's made up his mind on him, so what's the point in keeping him around? Where's Ryan Fraser as well? I'm guessing he's not back with the first team, or is he even with the under-21s? Was there any pictures of him? I didn't see any.
I don't even think he's in the region.
No.
Or they've just heavily disguised him. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see with Ryan Fraser because he's with what's it we're expecting, like a loan? Is that what we are expecting them?
No, I think you would probably see like a deal akin to the Dwight Gale one, where where we will get rid of him on a permanent, but we'll probably still be paying a percentage of his wages for a while.
Okay.
I just want to address a comment in the comment section. Showboat, nice try. We're a bit brighter in this chat, mate. So you'll have to try something better next time. Nice try, though.
What was that, Matt?
Exactly. Exactly. Pro here.
Yeah. We'll not get caught out by funny names. That's other YouTubers, I think.
My guy.
Steve has said...
We love John. We do love John.
Yeah, bless him. Norwich was so bad last year. Gingerwitz has said, especially if we're going to be shipping him out as well. Showboat, let's put his comment on. Let's give him his 5 minutes.
It's funny.
Fame.
No, it was
there we
funny.
Go.
It was funny. Just
not read out.
That's pretty route one, isn't it?
Yeah. Straight at the point.
He's testing the waters, isn't he? I think that's what he's doing. He'll come back with something elaborate, I hope.
Yeah, eagle-eyed as well.
It's probably Adam.
It probably is. I thought that when it first came up, to be fair.
He's probably changing his name every 5 minutes. Right, I know what's wrong with the audio and pictures come up. It's my fault. I'll put them all as mute, but I can't fix it unless we end the stream, which isn't going to happen. So that is on me. But everybody just wave.
Why?
Because they can't hear us when I switch it along, because I've got them all muted. So that was Harvey Barnes, who we are massively, heavily linked to, Sam. I'll come to you on this.
Send Lee to the under-21s for the audio problem.
Hey, this is trial and error tonight. It'll get better. In terms of Harvey Barnes, where do you see him fitting in, first of all? Straight in left wing?
Judging by the way we're going at the moment, probably in goal. You can't have enough goalkeepers, so I think we should get more of them and start converting outfield players into goalkeepers. That way we'll have 11 of them. We're halfway there. But no, of course.
For Real Madrid away, man.
Yeah, of course he's in the final third. Look, he will improve the squad massively. I've seen in the Telegraph, and I do like the Telegraph as the whole. I mean, Luke Edwards gets a bad rap, and I like Luke, but
I do too. But
this to sell Maxi to get Harvey Barnes, I'm not buying for 1 second.
No.
The difficulty as well is the stuff that's come out about Barella, and then who else was it the other day that they mentioned? And you're just like, well, you've been wrong at every point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's what's difficult, because I agree with you. I like Luke a lot, but then I'm just like, I can't trust anything that's come out this time.
Well, what do you think, Carl, about the smoke screen The club are just feeding info.
Genius.
I 100% think that's true. That's why I tweeted that last night, because I've heard that so many times. I think it makes sense if you look at it as well. And I actually think there's a lot of people that are a lot of intelligent people that are heading up the transfer situation. Dan Ashworth being one of them. He's been through all of this before. Like, I'm pretty sure that we're throwing names out there for other clubs to then go and look at. Do I ever think we're actually looking at Szoboszlai? Probably not. Probably taking them, because Liverpool were rumoured to want Tonali as well. So the fact that they've gone and spent their money on Szoboszlai means that, you know, we don't lose out
Paying
on
the
Tonali.
clause as well.
Exactly. So it's interesting. I think we should give a lot of credence to that thought process, because if you look at it from the outside, it certainly looks that way, to be fair. Because no disrespect to Luke Edwards and Craig Hope as well, neither of them have got anything right this summer, and usually they do get some things pretty spot on. So it's interesting that the information they've got all of a sudden is wrong.
Or maybe it's right, but it's wrong at the same time. Maybe they've been told.
That's what I mean. I don't doubt that they're getting
behind
this.
it?
I don't doubt that they're getting this information probably from the same sources, but I do think that there's a potential that they're being fed as kind of a Trojan horse.
Yeah, yeah. The club are using the media to their advantage instead
Absolutely.
of scuppering deals. Because as soon as we seem to want a player these days, every other bugger's onto them like a flash. So they've got to kind of. Although Tonali took a long time to get announced, the deal was sealed a good week before he was on Tyneside. So the actual
We
deal
barely
itself,
heard anything about that one, did we? As far as
Exactly.
I remember. So
exactly. So whereas Barella was the one similar to the Barnes one, which makes you really second guess it. It was kind of last thing on a Friday, wasn't it?
yeah.
The Barnes one seems to have a bit more legs, though.
It does. It does, but again, Leicester are going to dig their heels in over a fee. I don't know, 35. I wouldn't be paying any more than that. He's a good player, and he improves the squad a lot. But if we don't get him, I wouldn't be upset. If we do get him, great.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But all right, he's not the sexiest of transfer names, is he? But still a very good player. His stats are very good, but I tend not to read too much into stats. But and as I've said in loads of places, whenever I'm asked, I'm sick to the back teeth of talking about saint-maximin leaving.
Yeah, we'll leave that for Adam when he comes on. Adam is messaged me. He is running a tad late, but so are you happy to hang on, Carl?
Yeah.
So with Harvey Barnes, though, do you think, Carl, that Eddie Howe can improve him like he has improved? If you look at the first 11, Sean, Fabian Schär, Nick Pope probably gone up a level coming across from Burnley. Kieran Trippier is probably the standard without Eddie Howe, with or without Isaac. Callum Wilson's form in the second half of the season, I can go on. Joe Linton is probably the biggest one. You reckon he can get the most out of him and then become a mainstay in that left wing? Because it's been a bit of a problem last season. I know Sam said he doesn't want rid of Maxi. I didn't either. We'll talk about him later, but there's been him, Maxi out there. There's been Willock and Joe Linton. We've even had Isaac have a little run out there. Ryan Fraser at the start of the season. So Elliot Anderson as well, Forest away. I think that's 6 or 7 players have just named there. Do we need to, I wouldn't say nail on a position, but now make it look, Harvey Barnes, you're the one.
I mean, look, I said what I said about Maximan. Would I want Maximan to leave in place of Harvey Barnes? No, I don't see that as a huge upgrade. Absolutely not.
Can I put in? Why can't you keep both of them?
Well, I agree with you. He can if Maxi's willing to do that. I think that's down to him, personally. He's a very emotional character, isn't he? I think we know that, and that's a testament to the way he plays as well, and the work that he puts in. And as I said, I want to see more consistency from him, but I honestly think that's down to him, and I think that will probably be a dilemma that Eddie Howe might have. With regards to can he get the best out of Harvey Barnes, 100%. I think a lot of it comes, and Anthony Gordon's a testament to this. I think a lot of it comes down to the intensity that we've been putting in on the training pitch, fitness, literally just going back to 101, back to basics, getting everybody as fit as possible, because we knew that was an issue under Steve Bruce's regime. And that's absolutely proven, like I said, from what Anthony Gordon said about not being fit enough and being such a way behind the lads. gone to the under-21s. He's got player of the tournament. What more? How that again is a huge improvement. Like it you can physically see the improvement. So
Forgot about him, man.
he can absolutely do that with Harvey Barnes. Leicester have had a horrific season, obviously, and I imagine that the training has probably been horrific for at least the last 6 months because morale would have been down. Everyone would have been moping around. That's just how things get when you get a bit of a bad attitude around the place and you're worried about going down and anxiety's there. And I think I'm with Sam. He's not a household name, but he could absolutely be a very good signing, and I'd be happy if we sign him. Wouldn't be overly bothered if we didn't.
Okay, Keith Downey was outside the training ground earlier on today, and we've got a little clip of him. Here it is.
No bid has been made to Leicester City and no formal talks have taken place between either club at this stage. He is a player Eddie Howe really likes, even as far as last season. Whenever Newcastle played Leicester, it's my understanding that Howe made a point of telling his players that he is the danger player in that Leicester City side. So this is a deal that we could see move in the coming days and weeks. But at this stage, it's a case of Newcastle having registered interest, but no formal talks or no formal bid between clubs or any talks between the player and Newcastle either. So certainly one to watch. It's a player, as I say, high up Eddie Howe's wanted list, but that's all we are at with it at this stage. We saw the deal for Sandro Tonali last week taking around a week or two to go through. It might be a similar situation with Harvey Barnes. Got through last season with a very thin squad. They were asking the same 14, 15 players to go again and again every week. They've not just got the Premier League to contend with next season, of course, they've got these Champions League matches as well. So it's going to be a difficult season in terms of the amount of games they're going to have to play. So they do need to bulk up the squad. Tonali's in the door. Barnes could be one we could see over the next week or two potentially arrive if those talks do progress. I think they also need to bring in another central defender and another midfielder as well. And that is before we even take into consideration potential exits for the club. If there's a couple of exits, and I think Newcastle are in a stage at the moment where they would need to look at any offer that comes in, because in terms of financial fair play, they're sailing quite close to the wind already. So they want to try and bring money in and trade it if they can do so. So if they were to sell one or two players, they would then need to go back into the market and reinvest.
So who's the BBC? Oh, God.
So if you heard any chat in the background, I do apologise. Yeah, so that was...
we could have been libelled if that went on 5 seconds longer. Wow.
Yeah, good. It's a good job that I put it in there. But yeah, so that was Keith Downey. A little bit earlier on at the training ground. Obviously, we can't show live pictures because that will be Mr. Copyright would come after us, which we don't want. But
that would have been the least of our concerns.
The BBC right up my arse.
What, literally? Where was I? Right, so that was Mr. Downey. But yeah, so you mentioned he reckons that Newcastle need another centre back. Again, this is coming back up, Carl.
What was that? Sorry, I've got lost.
Centre back.
Oh,
it came up again. Do we really need a centre back? Because why can't Dan Burn be competition there?
Well, you can, but then who have we got at left back?
Then you bring someone in, won't you?
Yeah, but
Target. You all wanted him.
I like Target. I love Target. But we still need another left back on top of him, don't we?
Congratulations to Target on his wedding.
Not in that way. But yeah, it's Johnny. Fucking hell. I think we need another centre half personally. It's just Fabian Schär is absolutely amazing. I worry about his knee. He's not old, but he's not the youngest, obviously. Jamal Lascelles going to do a job in the Champions League, probably not. But however, he could cover in cup games. It's about getting enough strength and depth for the 4 competitions that we're in.
That wasn't my dog.
that was my absolute beast of a French Mastiff downstairs.
Yeah, Sam doesn't like dogs, don't you, Sam?
I do like dogs. I just don't know what yours is.
Mine's a cute little...
Lee's
yeah,
dog.
no. Yours is a dog, Carl.
Mine's just a cute little thing, aren't you? He's here somewhere. You might see him later. Phobias, please let us know what your phobias are. We've seen a couple of people mention it. Wasps as well. We'll hang
Wasps
on.
are pricks. That should be the video title. Wasps are pricks, mate.
Wasps are horrible. Have any of you been to Greece before?
Yes.
Have you seen the wasps out there? They're like
It's a long
the
time
leg.
ago.
Sure, they're not hornets.
No, the wings expand and then the legs proper dangle down. Honestly, I've never seen that.
Pretty sure that's how Planet of the Apes started. You
Honestly,
really need to just knock them on the head right now.
When I went to Cavos years ago, and I seen this thing, I thought it was a two-headed wasp. So then I got out of the pool and ran in my bed. So absolutely hanging. Snakes, says Sean Paul.
Oh, I like snakes.
Bit harsh.
Phobia
I
of
think
Macrams.
we're nice.
Phobia of Macrams. We've seen that once or twice as well. So keep your WhatsApp. You can see the number underneath call there. So we've got a few that have come in as ready. We'll be reading them out. And if you've got any questions for any one of us three, that's the place to fire them across as well.
I'll just ask Geordie Toon for Life. The nudes that you keep sending are unacceptable, mate. Okay, so just leave it out.
I want some. Send them to me.
You've got the phone, haven't you?
Right. So keep your WhatsApp coming. I've just seen another one that's just populated there. Just trying to protect your numbers so they're not shown on screen when we show them. I got one of Adam as well saying, "Sorry lads, I'm going to be late," which might show up later. If he ever turns up,
It's all right.
You'll see your messages appear occasionally as we're going along on the live stream, but WhatsApp is the best place to have them read out. Or if you're old school, pop us an email as well.
Or if you're really old school, write us a letter at Newcastle Fans TV, Milburn House, Dean Street, NE1, and next month we might read it out.
Actually, can somebody actually do that? I'd really enjoy receiving a letter. I think that would be cool.
What is the postcode?
NE1 for SD, is it? Or is that
Is that
SD?
the office postcode?
Yes, because that is our base for another week.
Yeah, we might not be here by then.
Three more weeks.
I'm sure we can do a thing where we can get Royal Mail to forward our thing somewhere. But yeah, I can't wait to see some lovely handwriting.
Yeah, I want to see some letters.
I'll just
Feels
send
more
one.
personable.
I'll just
Yeah,
send
I
one
agree.
in.
It's a great idea, that is, Sam. That's why you're here. You have good ideas.
Seen them big wasps in this company when I used to work. Come up with trucks from abroad. I thought that said 2.5 foot there.
No, it's inches. Bloody, we know what you tell your significant others.
Hey, how about a telegram?
Telegram up
Wow.
for it.
Morse code.
Plastic cup.
Yeah.
Innit?
Do that in school.
Yeah.
I think the old carrier pigeon.
These are such great. I hate technology now.
Stork.
I really do.
Get
I'm sick of it.
Welcome
baby
to my
Stork.
world.
Barnes has
Didn't
scored more goals than Isaac. Is he better? Says
No.
Nick. I don't think Harvey Barnes got it in double figures. G in Atlanta, my man. Hello, lads. How do you think we'll handle the FFP limits? Right to the line or leave some wiggle room for January? Keith Downey mentioned that in his report earlier on for Sky Sports, saying that Newcastle are very close. What do you reckon of this, Carl? Are we actually close to FFP hitting the borderline? Or is it just other second guessing?
I don't think anybody knows. I mean, I think Jay's tried to look at the figures extensively, hasn't he? But I really don't know. I don't know how people even operate with transfers anymore. Chelsea confused everything, and then you can't do that. So the honest answer is I haven't got a fucking clue.
I think we're nowhere near.
I said, but didn't I before? I would not be surprised if we went out and just splashed 200 million in the summer. It wouldn't surprise me. And what confuses me, if we're close to FFP, even though we've operated at quite a profitable level under Mike Ashley, would you believe, for a long time, how is it, and this isn't me bashing Aston Villa, I'm just using an Everton, how is it that they can continuously spend 80 to 120 million pound a season? Aston Villa went under investigation. We seem to have an 80 million pound loss. Got away with it. Everton exactly the same, but yet everyone's just focusing on us because we're the new boys with money. I just get confused.
No, I agree. And I think we were outspent by West Ham and Forest as well.
Yeah, it's like, Forest signed like 25 fucking players, didn't they? Something stupid. It just confuses me because we've never overspent as a football club, ever. So, and I appreciate that our revenue, our income and our revenue wasn't high from our brand, global brand, but surely it's not that far off West Ham and Everton and Aston Villa, for example. I know that Sports Direct deal we had was terrible, but we sold a lot of players on for profit. We didn't spend that much money. Surely net profit over the years under Mike Ashley must have been pretty healthy.
100 million for Champions League.
Yeah, and the extra TV money that we're getting, we've got one game not on the television in August and September. We've got an extra 40 million just for finishing fourth, and then the Champions League TV rights. It just doesn't make sense to me. How can we be anywhere near FFP?
Don't know. We'll have to come. Maybe they're second guessing because look, they've got transfer rumours wrong. So here are Newcastle's Cellar Cup fixtures. Have a look at this. There we go. So that was Newcastle's fixtures. So Newcastle have announced a sponsorship cup for pre-season, which we're kind of leading into now with the Cellar Cup. And
is there any tickets left, by the way? Because I've not looked at anything. There is.
There is. Yeah, I booked mine yesterday.
I'll get some. I'll do that while we're on stream.
I've got Johnny's. Johnny, if you're in the comments, I don't know if you still want his or not. So if not, you can sit next to me.
Okay. Well, let me know that first before I spend more money on things I can't afford.
But yeah, that's
Johnny wasn't what you bought Johnny a ticket.
No, because when I booked mine, it wouldn't let me book a single seat because I wanted to go where the Milburn is. Just because if we're there all day, I can go in the bar and have something to eat and stuff like that. So I thought,
you can do that pretty much anywhere around the ground.
Yeah, but not really. I can't really in the east. It's better. It's more upgraded.
Sorry. The peasant area is not good enough for you.
Earn some money from sponsorships, have we?
Not for friendlies. No, friendlies and cup games. I'll go at the Milburn, and so I wouldn't let us buy one seat. I had to buy two. So I said to Johnny Gans, if you want the tickets, they're there. If not, I'll sell them on.
You could have told me that yesterday, and I'd have had Sunday ones.
No idea if Johnny's got them, but if he's not, I'll sell them on. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, the Cellar Cup.
I hope your season ticket gets blocked now, because if you're going to resale on tickets,
Lee,
I would never do such a thing. I'm in every single game, Mr. Mulliner. Every game. I don't do that.
Evening, Mike, if you're watching.
Mike Ashley?
No.
On the Cellar Cup, are they streaming it on a Nufc TV? Someone's asked. Do we know that or not?
I would imagine so. I don't think it's been officially confirmed, but I would imagine so. Yeah. But I think it's a great time. Were you a little bit surprised, Carl, that just went straight to general?
No, I guess no, not for pre-season. I think that's fair. Fair because a lot of people aren't going to get the opportunity to watch us this season. So yeah, no, that's fair.
I think the value, 60 quid for 5 games.
Good.
It's good. So what's that, 12 quid? 12 quid a game? I mean, you can't get wrong, and obviously it's a great chance. Obviously, I want to come out to the Newcastle women very shortly, but...
Are you really bothered about Nice versus Fiorentina?
I can't wait.
You're saying Alan Saint-Maximin doing all the high fives now, Alice, won't you? Because he'll be there.
I'll be sat next to Steve. Steve will be over for that one.
Yeah, well, you'll see plenty of Steve on the channel in the next couple of weeks, no doubt.
Will we? I'm joking, Steve.
Yeah, we'll see what we get up to.
I'm in the right fucking mood today, aren't I?
Yeah. Newcastle's.
Anyone else you want to slander whilst we're still live?
This is the last stream Newcastle Fans TV will ever do.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Keep sending in your phobias on the
Yeah,
text.
get off topic. Yeah, send in your WhatsApp. I've had a few of them come through. We are going to come to them towards the end. This is the full pre-season list for Newcastle. So there you go. So there we go. So
have you got any Gateshead tickets left, Lee? Or
Johnny's put a good one in there.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, I've messed up with it. I put the audio on mute, so we all go wrong. But yeah, we always take the Mickey. Sorry, Carl, what was it? Gator ones? No, I think they're all gone. I sold mine.
I told you I'd have it. You
I was waiting for it, waiting for it. It's like, fucking hell. Same as Johnny, hurry up. Give us $1. I'm skint. Going to America. Right. Yeah, it's Newcastle.
Chasing the Yankee dollar.
I know. I'm going to be living on big. I'm going to be living on baked beans and toast when I come back.
To be fair, that's going to be such a good trip. But like, I think you'll really enjoy that. It'll be good. Anyone that's going to that, can't wait to see the content. I really can't from everybody. It'll be good.
Even Jay in Atlanta's going to get his mortal. I'll buy them round over here. Cheers, Jay. Yeah. So
speaking of being mortal, is Adam here yet?
He's still on his way back from Liam's mum's house.
Yeah, probably.
You're not meant to mention that on their video call.
Oh, was I not? I fucked everything tonight.
To be fair, Liam was all for it.
I'm not saying anything. Right. Yeah, Newcastle women's pre-season fixtures. Right, so that I used to, and I hope that's muted when we put the photos on now. So,
well, sorry, what have I said that isn't true?
That was Newcastle women's fixtures, which is great. They've got 7 fixtures, but Sam, obviously, we push NUFC women heavily through podcasts and obviously through me and Johnny going to games as well. And it's brilliant that they're playing at St James's Park, isn't it? Straight after the first team.
Yeah, huge. I think that's such a good idea, and it's what should happen more with their league games. I think didn't Tottenham do it towards the end of last season? The women on after the men, or vice versa. Yeah, really good opportunity for them. Really excited to see their turnaround in their squad because there's a lot of outgoings there, wasn't there? So obviously, division above, there's a lot of improvements needed for the whole squad because God knows what their objectives are. Do they play it safe and just try and stay up because it's a big step up in quality, or do they really go for it and
gotta go for it
and try and win the league as well? Well, they'll need a lot of players through the door then, won't they?
Yeah, they will do. They will do.
Is the difference the fact? Well, because am I right? To think we'll be the only full-time side in that league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in the next division up, only some of them are part-time. Not all of them are full.
So does that say that they're probably going to try and go for it?
It's got to be. They've got to get it. If everyone's getting a wage and they're coming, right, come to us. Yes, it's a division lower or the same division or whatever, but we'll pay you a full-time wage.
Could be the equivalent of the kind of Wrexham thing where players will take the drop down for...
Why wouldn't you? Because you want to play football and earn money at the same time, don't you? So, like,
what's not the title? You're a pro footballer.
Well, that's it. Like being able to operate full time and get a good wage and play football with a view and with a big project wanting to push them to the Super League. Like, very good point. I'm looking forward to actually following it this season. To be fair, you can call me fickle, no problem.
We'll drag
glory hunter when it comes to women.
Called you much worse, but yeah,
you're a what with women?
Glory hunter.
But I'm really excited to see the transfers that they're like who's going to be coming through into the women's team this year. That's going to be very, very interesting. And like Ellen Packerman has joined Middlesbrough as well, going the other way. So yeah, good luck to her, but not too much.
Yeah. Call her a bit of a football brain on yesterday, did you?
Oh, I did, mate, yeah. I've started running again, that's all. I wasn't fit, I don't know what, but yeah. Anyway. I mean, it helped that Johnny was probably hungover from the night before. So.
I mean, me and Adam were like essentially held hostage in his home Sunday morning because he hid the key.
To be fair, were you that bad? Because obviously driving home quite early, you didn't sound too bad, to be fair.
I was not bad in the slightest.
No.
Interesting.
Nice casual one.
Yeah, nothing silly. Yeah.
Unless you Adam.
Adam's just a slave to the sesh.
Yeah, mine and Johnny's centre-half partnership yesterday was Botman Share-esque. That's all I can say.
TV fixtures. Smile, everybody, wave.
Well, no, because we're still on. Carl's offline, but we're still on. How's that work? What have you done?
No idea. But he's waving there. Keep waving. The TV fixtures, which were on your screen there. Next week I will fix that audio because now I know where I went wrong. But a lot of the games are on TV. Carly mentioned it earlier on. The first 6 are all TNT, new rebranded. I've got 1 and Sky. I've got the other 5. And then you've got the Champions League. They're all going to be on TNT as well.
What does TNT stand for?
What's TNT?
BT.
basically rebranded. They're massive in South America.
They've rebadged it, Lynn.
So is this TNT that used to have like TNT back in the day?
It's not Bill Goldberg and NWA Wolfpack. None of them.
Yeah, actually, it was something like that. Yeah, to be fair, that's what.
We went Hulk Hogan. Hey,
Men and Motors at midnight, that sort of stuff.
No, it's not that.
You're James May. Maybe you can get a proper vehicle that way.
Why am I James May? Because I've got
email him in because it took you till 10:30 at night to get a car.
Oh, mate, don't get me started.
I know what your phobia is: fear of Auto Trader.
Yeah, keep your phobias coming. A lot of the football questions are from WhatsApp, so get your phobias in. So TV fixtures, a lot of them on Sky and obviously TNT and obviously the Amazon ones as well, which will come around in winter. Are we expecting? I know the Burnley game is the first game that's not televised. How many non-televised games across the season are you not expecting Newcastle to be on? I'll say no more than 8. I think there'll be majority. Be a lot of the games are going to be on telly.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I was going to say like 10.
We're massive.
It is. Everyone's going to be looking to see what we do this season, aren't they? To be fair, yeah, I'd be surprised if it was more than 10.
We've always pulled in good viewing figures, though, haven't we? That's that's why we're so popular.
It also helps Leeds going down as well, because then the likes of Sky and TNT lose a massive fan base. I know they're not very great, but their following with revenue in terms of viewing figures are really, really high. So Leeds going helps Newcastle being televised more. So
I don't think we needed help.
No, not really, but they needed more eyes on it, don't they? So that'll help. And obviously TNT, which is good. So I always get back after a game and stick it on. So one of them things that you might see on Facebook or you've just beaten the game and you'll come back and watch it all over again. Why'd you do that? Have you seen these on Facebook? I'm that bloke. I'm one of them. I want to move on to Anthony Gordon. Here is a list of people. Turner Network Television, Johnny has just Googled. Well done, Johnny. That's what TNT stands for, Carl.
Michael Turner's done well for himself.
Well, you're talking about the Hull...
For a bog standard shite centre-back. Yeah, fair play. He now owns a TV company. Good on him. Well done.
I was pretty adamant it was some sort of cheap budget porn station like Tits and Tushy or something like that, to be honest.
Please have said that 50 minutes into recording, not the beginning, because demonetization comes straight in. Anthony Gordon, have a look at the list of people that he's established with by winning Player of the Tournament. Quite a good list. Sam's on the move. So
I thought I was going to get a glimpse of something I shouldn't have.
BA, calm yourself down. I'm putting my device on charge.
Yeah, off camera.
That's what she said.
Off camera, we can see what happens when the picture's on. But yeah, Anthony Gordon. It's all
good job. This isn't on the radio anymore, isn't it?
Oh, honestly, like we'll just have to say it on the next one. Like it's X-rated and it's not a show for children.
This is why everybody loved the black and white show, because it was just there was a kind of a structure, but then as we go along, we just went tits up somewhere along the lines. So
pretty sure we didn't say these kind of expletives on Nova FM.
No, not Nova. Not Nova. I'm talking about in general. That's why everybody loved it, the camaraderie. We'll move on, Anthony Gordon. Sorry, I'll say about Anthony Gordon, because Carl, you mentioned him earlier. This new role, do you not see him as a striker? Because he's been... I know the under-21 football isn't the same as Premier League, but he's just picked up player of the tournament as a striker.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I think it's just a very... When I'm talking about getting a striker, And I'm sure Anthony Gordon can help out there. I don't see him as a mainstay, but it depends if that's where they're going to look to start playing him. Obviously, if he's shown promise in that position in an elite competition at that sort of age group, for example, then you can't ignore it. But I personally would feel more comfortable if we went out and bought another striker. Personally, I absolutely adore Callum Wilson. But
Then what are you gonna? I think a striker can wait.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Okay, you've backed down pretty quick.
No, I'm not saying that. Like, what you're saying isn't wrong. It's just that my opinion is that I think we could get one. I think we should get one. Do I think we should get one for the summer? I'm not going to go. They're not top of my list. A centre half is higher up than a striker for me.
If you bring a striker in, I think it is going to be not in the same level as Chris Wood, better than Chris Wood, but
Nobody's better than Chris Wood.
You don't see him a striker staying in the long term. I don't feel. I think it'll be a short term fix until eventually Wilson retires or gets leggy because he's now 30 now. So
31, isn't he? And he's contract up at the end of the season.
So 31. I think a striker comes in just for this season potentially if we do that, or you've got the option. Or you've got the option of playing Gordon there. You've got Maximin can play there, but as Carl says, if Wilson, Joe Linton, put up next.
Can you imagine it was unreal there this season? How much of Steve Bruce would just not that he doesn't already, but it would look the ultimate twat. It would be like everyone just didn't play for him at all. He just comes out and Joe Linton's like R9 out of nowhere.
But it is a risk, though, and if you lose Wilson, then you're screwed, aren't you? Because then you're relying on Isak to play 2 games a week for.
If Isak stays fit, he gets 20+ goals this season.
100%. I think it's like Lisa saying, and especially if we're staying in the Carling Cup and the FA Cup, expecting Isak to play across all of those is going to be difficult, and keeping him fit because he's had his issues as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'd love another good run in the Coca-Cola Cup.
Oh, baby.
Words. 2 players have signed extension deals. These are the 2 players. So that was the 2 players there. Karius and Thomas.
Oh, we're having so much fun, folks, with the audio going when the photos are up. Please do continue sending your phobias in to info@newcastlefanstv.com or write us a letter with.
Please write us a letter. Please.
Quill and ink to Newcastle Fans TV, Milburn House, Dean Street, Newcastle upon Tyne, NE1
4ST, I think. So new deals for
anyone. Right. Anyway, move on.
We'll move on. It's because what's happening? If everybody, we've got to tell them now. So when we're going to tell them. We're going to tell them. So, not what was said. No, because we should do. So because I've messed the audio up, my fault.
These fucking dogs.
When the picture comes up,
we're on.
We're still live, Paul. We're still live. So when a picture comes up, these 2 are saying silly things to each other, and then they're giggling. It's because you can't hear it. So you'll probably see when I put another picture up, something will happen again. But Eddie Howe has mentioned a few injuries. I'll let you read this.
Fucking tell him.
We are back. So you've seen some of the injuries there. Krath, Sam, you're a big fan of Emil Krath, aren't you? So
let's not get carried away. I won the argument with Johnny. That's about as far as my love for him goes. Although, let's not have too short memory. When Trippier got injured at the back end of the season before, just gone. He
How-
was immense.
No, stop it.
He was immense.
Stop
But
it.
look, I mean, if we were to sign a Livramento, the chances are in 12 months' time, Kraft will be going. He's not going this summer.
We've got to, because we've got 4 right backs and two probably, well, 3 right backs, sorry, and 2 need to go, especially if Livramento comes in. Kraft
We've got 5 goalkeepers.
What about trying Kraft out at left back against someone like Kylian Mbappe?
No, that's why we've kept Dummett.
Mbappe plays on the left, doesn't he? And he might not be in Paris the way he's
I don't watch the Farmers League.
There's kickoffs in Paris. Apparently he's already agreed to join Real Madrid on a free next year. So there's kickoffs.
Yeah, good luck getting in that team over Hosselu, mate.
Yeah.
Like, have you got Hosselu? Jesus Christ, absolutely unbelievable.
Well, he is new since he left.
There's your third choice striker, my friend.
Imagine bringing him back, doing like an absolute job for us.
Yeah, we've got a couple more, and then we'll wrap up. We've got Axel Desassi, if I've said that right. Carl, you want to be on camera because it is meant to be Adam's picture slot. But we have anyways.
I can't see him anymore. I miss him already.
Missed them already. Yeah, so that was meant to be Adam's photo slot. That's why Carl's blurred out there. But yeah, we all linked to this lad, another defender, Sam. I don't know that would put him. And all I know is that once he got 3 or 4 French caps playing the World Cup a couple of times, didn't he? For Monaco, I don't know much about him.
He's not one that immediately sprung into my mind palace when thinking of centre backs that were available this summer and ones that we should buy. My priority was always Inacio, which we talked about at the top of the show. Look, Man United are interested in him, so read into that what you will.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so look, could he be the man that's the long-term partner for Botman? Quite possibly he's more adept than Lascelles for a European campaign, isn't he? So, although I wouldn't be overly keen on showing Lascelles the door in a hurry, squad depth again, that's what it's come down to. But it depends on
and his attitude as well. To be fair,
absolute man, as he would say. Yeah, attitude and personality and character play a huge part in what this team goes for. But I mean the recruitment team, Steve Nixon, Dan Ashworth and Eddie Howe, which is why Matt Ritchie got another year. Let's face it, when you see, I was talking to Aaron Stokes at the Chronicle this afternoon, and I said, when you look at the post-season content coming out of the club, and Bruno Guimaraes is naming Matt Ritchie as his unsung hero, like, who would have ever thought a world star like Bruno Guimaraes would show so much love for someone like Matt Ritchie, who's just been so important for us? And that's what these new incoming guys have to buy into. So yeah, personality plays a huge part. But yeah, there's other players I personally would have chosen for centre half, but I certainly wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah. I'll sit maximum.
Oh, do we have to?
Hear me?
Do we have to? Yeah,
so that was Alan Sim. Apparently they can still hear you, so I might have to watch this video back then. You can edit that call.
No, only when you cut to dual screen and I'm not in it, because my other half's watching. She said, like, where Adam should be, you can still hear.
So you can't hear Carl now like that.
I can hear Carl speaking. Let us know.
Can't.
Can you hear us speaking right now in the chat? Let us know.
And also, along with how you last voted in the last election. So if you can hear us, say yes, green, or if you can't hear us, say no, conservative. or if you're Jay in Atlanta, put yes, Democrat.
Yes, they could hear us. Yeah, everyone's saying yes. So thanks for letting us.
Sorry, if I just spoiler alert next week's text topic.
Yes, I'm going to Saudi. Yes, is Richard. Simon, yes.
No, I can't see him going Saudi.
Not yet, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
I wouldn't sell him to Saudi for a penny under 200 million.
I just think like he's upset about the fact that he's not probably playing enough football at Newcastle, and he wants to be playing in the Champions League and that sort of thing. I don't believe that he's the type of player that's that interested in money that he'd move to Saudi Arabia. I don't. There are players that you can kind of understand that they've gone, but I don't think Maxi's one of them. I really don't. And I've not had the pleasure of meeting him face to face. I think Sam will probably elaborate more on that, on his character with regards to that. I couldn't see it. And obviously he's going to sign for Al Hilal tomorrow for 200 million.
Well, if a bid comes in, you never.
Shove that up your FFP.
I don't think he would. The lifestyle as well, because you can't really go out too many places, and if it's Riyadh, you know what I mean. So I know they've got their own posh little area, but yeah, on saint-maximin, it seems to be talked about. Sam was talking about it with the Chronicle earlier on today.
I don't want him to go. I'm sick and tired of having this discussion and argument. He stays. End of.
Or what?
Otherwise, me and you will
cuddle.
Probably.
Who were you talking to Andrew Musgrove earlier?
No. Congratulations to Andrew and his partner Lily, by the way, on the birth of their child.
Oh, that's fantastic news.
Which is why I wasn't speaking with Andrew today. I was speaking to Aaron. So yeah, I was speaking to Aaron Stokes today. Good dude.
Very nice. Very nice.
Until my signal went and I froze on stream.
It happens. It can happen.
Happens to the best of us.
For one of the top channels, which I'd say we are terrible when it comes to tech issues. And that goes for all of us. We literally are at the worst possible times.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. Let's see if I can bring this into screen. Can you guys see this?
Oh, no. Wow. Get those chats off there. Main chat, Josh, bloody Americans.
He's laughing at Steve. He's laughing at Steve. It's so, yeah, it's Steve that he's taking the mickey out of.
What has Sam done to his hair?
Adam,
what do you mean? What's Sam done to his hair? Who's
the messages says.
Be careful.
I've had a maintenance trim. I don't have to impress anyone with my hair. I'm married with 2 kids. My life's over. I don't have to impress anyone.
The thing is, I don't know what they're actually referring to.
Right, anyways, Joseph has said...
Carl's going grey. Lee hasn't got any. So I'm still winning the hair stakes.
This is true.
Is anyone put in how they voted in the last election
yet? Right. Where were we? Let us know if you can still hear it.
I'm guessing it's not a go at that text topic.
People saying Tonali is going to have attitude problems. Can't wait until he wins the league with us, and we can prove everyone wrong. So that's a big step, Carl. Do you reckon he's one of the players that can push us?
Definitely. He's obviously got leadership qualities with regards to being captain at the Italian under-21 side. I don't understand why these attitude problem.
Load of bollocks. He's got a great attitude.
Well, everybody said the same about Maxi, didn't they? And he's never ever shown any sort of disrespect outside the club to any management. So, yeah, I don't believe that for 1 second. And he absolutely can be one of the people that drives us to success. There's a reason that Eddie Howe would have brought him in, because he'll fit the mold of character that we've already got.
Anne Whitehouse has said, hi guys, great channel, love your show, love seeing little Ferdinand, he's lovely. So looking forward to start the season. Enjoy your trips to the pre-season games. Thanks for all your hard work, bringing us fans, shows and information. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Even though there's been a couple of mess-ups tonight, we're all having a bit of fun tonight.
Do you want to see more of these mess-ups? Check out Carl's boxing channel, Punch Out Boxing, where he interviews Callum Sowland with no microphone.
Hold on. No, do you know what? I don't know if we told it on. Not only that, I have footage of me interviewing Jamal Lascelles, and
you've never shared it.
I haven't, because it went tits up. And then the second time we redid it, and the mic wasn't working. So
I've done that with Keith Dowdy, so it happens.
Like, whenever I kind of because I've passed Jamal Lascelles quite a few times. I just almost bow my head in embarrassment. And I never want to see him at a game either. If he was to celebrate in front of me, I think I'd just put my head down like this. Not that he would ever remember me, but although he might, because it was that shocking.
He goes, "Oh, you're that guy." Hi. I just want to say I think we need to increase the number of quality players for 4 competitions. To me, I think keep Maxi and Saint Barnes also. I think we kind of touched on that. Definitely, I think all of us agree that having both of them is a strength in the squad. Carl says, "Do you think you do both?" I'll say that again. Do you think you guys will do a show of the Toon Review? I'm actually going on the Toon Review. I think it's Thursday. So there's a surprise. So yes, I'll be on the Toon Review.
Didn't get that one quietly.
Yeah, well, I'm on 2 channels this week, so it's because you all come in the live chat and take the mickeys. Try and stay away from it.
And rightly so.
Derek has showed how much we're on TV will obviously depend on how we start off as well. This is interesting.
How much we're on TV?
Yeah, depending on where we start, we might be on TV more later in the season, I think it means. What do you guys make of this? The Sandro Tonali, Italian midfielder.
Lovely touch.
And then
it was so good. The guy that obviously did it and got it signed, it was really cool.
They've also reached out, haven't they? Which brand was it? I've seen it on Twitter.
Moretti.
I'm sure it was them that reached out today and said, "Let's do a deal."
Yeah, it was.
Aye, spot on.
You're right.
And Jimmy Nichols said, "What's Sam Dunty's hair?"
I explained that earlier in the show.
Yeah,
Jimmy, can we have a look at Jimmy's hair? I'm sure. Is that a picture of Jimmy on his hair?
No, because I can't put that up. The thing everyone moans about with Maxi is that he does not track back. Once we are top class, spending more time
yes, he does.
in the opponent's half with huge amounts of possession, there will be no need for him to track back, and he will destroy teams. I think every player has to track back. Would you lads agree on that?
Yeah, but show me a winger that likes to track back.
No, unless you're playing the good old 4-4-2, isn't it?
Miggy likes to track back.
Does he though?
Yeah,
just because he smiles doesn't mean he's enjoying it.
Steve, if you were watching, I'm not.
Tell that to my missus.
Yeah, well, she's probably got something to tell you.
We've got. I think we've got an email that's come through as well.
Really?
Let's have a little look.
I love this.
Hang on. Oh,
if we get a letter next
Royal
week,
Mail's at the door, Lee. I think we've had a letter.
Genuinely, if we receive a letter next week, I'm going to be so happy. That'll be class.
Yeah, it's something. It's just basically about pushing with videos, getting more views. It's one of them kind of things. It's not really about tonight's show, so we'll just leave that off. Sam's probably reading that already. We'll have a look. Get your phobias in before we wrap up. We'll have a couple of minutes left, and then
you haven't
we'll.
asked me mine.
Say again.
You haven't asked me my phobia.
Didn't I ask you? What is it?
Oh, you've put me on the spot here now, haven't you?
I've told you, charity. Just go with it.
No, it's not charity. It's fear of not being sexy. No, I don't like
about that one, especially when you're like this. It's very sexy.
Exactly. I don't know. Similar to Carl's, like I don't like crowded small spaces.
Oh, it's not.
To go.
No, it's not a phobia. I don't like it. It's not a phobia, but if there's a room full of kids, I've got to get out that room. Just the noise, the destruction. It's like, nah, not for me. I've got to leave that room.
Stop going to crashes on your lunch break.
Where's that? Crashes. Doesn't even know what that is.
Crashes.
Oh, crashes.
Do you work for the BBC, Lee?
Definitely not.
Allegedly.
Definitely not. A better company, better broadcasting company, I shall say. But yeah, it's been fun tonight. Despite the fuck-ups that I did with the audio, we've had a bit of good fun tonight. We will try and push this bigger, better, and more each week. We also want to bring in some other YouTubers to sit in and take part and have a bit of fun, have a bit of crack with you.
Banner all the way.
Banner all the way. John Sinclair. Do it, John Sinclair.
Nope.
Go on,
my guy.
Everyone was on the channel.
Subscribe to my channel.
Get in.
Yeah, so big shout out to John Sinclair. Oh, Josh is in the house. They've got all the NFTV boys.
Why,
coming
son?
in.
Hey, doing all right? Yeah.
Hello, Josh, you don't want to do that.
Charity, surely? I don't think so, my son. You don't want to do that, mate.
Don't want to do that. You want to come up the building, mate? Come play some football.
Well, that was in pairs. Right.
We've got Mark as well. Good to see Mark in there as well. My cucumbers.
Why?
Loves a courgette, that lad.
Got to tell us why. You can't just say it and not tell us.
Yeah, I'm interested by that one.
I mean, I don't like cucumber, but I wouldn't say I'm scared.
I don't eat it at all. I don't like it, mate.
Probably the accent's horrendous.
I can't
Well,
even
it's not,
stand
though,
the
is
smell
it?
of
All right, son.
You don't like what? You don't like sniffing cucumbers?
Depends where they've been.
And on that bombshell, hit the like button.
Yeah, please do if you've enjoyed this run of the Black and White show. As I say, bigger, better next week as well. We'll get the audio sorted.
There's going to be a next week.
I think we've been cancelled.
Well, yeah. We'll
What
see.
great content have we got to catch up on NFTV, Lee?
Well, we do have daily videos happening at the minute. I think it's Johnny. Johnny's due to do one. I'm sure Johnny is. Johnny or Carl. It's one of you two. I can't remember.
Me again. I'm joking.
I think it's Johnny needs to do a single vid.
It does seem like it's like whoever, when you don't know whose video it is, you just say, "Oh, Carl, it's your turn."
I think it's Johnny. Well, to be honest, it's Steve. Steve, get your arse together. But no.
Fucking hell, Steve. Take some
We've got
pressure off
Lost
the score,
Boys guy.
Yeah,
on the channel.
I was just going to say, like, can we get some more love for that video? Because it was really, really good. Really good. And a lot of people felt the same way as I did. Like, I was really, like, I don't know, it's quite emotional, to be fair. It was brilliant to watch him, and I think a lot of more people need to watch it.
Yeah, have a look at it. And there's another
Got Guy
one.
Mowbray coming up too.
Say again?
We've got Guy Mowbray coming up too.
So that's a little big coup. See what I did there, Sam? I keep saying it wrong. But yes, Steve's obviously doing a watch along on NFT reaction for the Champions League, some Georgian team versus some Lithuanian team. Tune in for that.
Set your reminders for that.
I'm literally not going to sleep tonight. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so that'll be on. We have daily videos.
We love you, Steve.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I might just shit.
Well, Gator game. Who can forget that? That's Saturday. So we'll have.
Should we also let's have a quick poll? What flag is Steve going to have in the background tomorrow?
Oh, that's a great question.
Panama.
Who's playing
Panama.
Steve? Who's playing Steve?
Who's playing Steve?
No, which
Mark.
Champions League team? I'll say Hungarian. No, Polish.
Cucumbers put him in a pickle.
Steve, tomorrow, for you guys, if you go over and watch NFTV Extra, Steve will be eating cucumbers. That's his challenge. And sniffing them.
It's just gone west.
Whatever keeps him off 3-hour live streams.
I've got no idea who them teams are. I don't even know if they're made up. But
Yeah.
It's one of those Japanese.
Armenian versus Bosnia. So this is Steve. Steve, I hope you're not like this when I come over to the States, like, because I'm not watching 3am streams of fucking these teams. Drop us a like, everybody. It's been a bit of a shit show, but a good shit show. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you very, very soon here on NFTV.